Hi, I thought I'd do a video talking about Valentine's Day, and I've got my red jumper. Yeah, so I thought I'd do a video just to encourage you guys a little bit. Sometimes when it comes to Valentine's Day, I'm like, I don't know what to say about it, because it's sort of a day where I've spoken about this before in like a blog, and I'll share the blog as well because it's got some good points. But it's sort of a day where it sifts you, like you're either taken or you're not. And I know that we have the love of God. I know that and that's the best love we can ever have. But I do think, God cares about you. Even though it seems like a day that's quite insignificant. And I'm not sure about like the history into Valentine's Day. I think I do need to do a bit of research into it. But anyway, it's a commercialized day, obviously, but as with everything, it still can either leave you feeling a particular way if you're single. So I just wanted to encourage you guys with a story, actually. And some of you may have heard this story before, because I've spoken about it before in a blog a couple of years ago. And the story is, I think I've been single for 28 years. Yep, I've been single for 28 years. So I've gone through 28 Valentine's Days single. And I think Valentine's Day, like a couple of years ago, I was like, oh, single again. Like, no, I feel like a lot of singles, we have that feeling. Where we're like, oh yeah, single again for another Valentine's Day. And it's a day that marks it, you know. I feel like birthdays, maybe Christmas, but birthdays, New Year's, and Valentine's Day marks that you're single. Like, you know, there's certain days that mark it. And yeah, so that year I was like, oh, single again. But I didn't dwell on it, because I try not to dwell on it. Like when I'm not feeling good about being single, I try not to dwell on it, because I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to have self-pity. I don't want to be in that place. I try to channel how I feel more in prayer, rather than just like sitting there bitter or self-pitying myself and stuff like that. So anyway, so I basically I was like, oh, single again, you know. And then at that Valentine's Day at work, like one of my colleagues, her boyfriend bought her, like, he got like a delivery company to deliver like a bouquet of flowers. And that's the time when the enemy is just like, look at you, you're single, like no one's giving you flowers. And it was like a rom-com. I felt so happy for her, but at the same time I was like, oh, like this is, you know, it's like it just signifies that you're single. So then that was that. I just left it there, and all of that. And then that same week, I think the Valentine's Day was like during the week, and then like the weekend, my sister comes back to me and she's like, oh, one of the ladies from my old team, but my sister's still on the team, had said, oh, like she's praying about us to get married. And it's so weird, because I'd never had a conversation with this lady about getting married and stuff like that. I hadn't had a conversation with her. I'd released Still Single and shared it with my like team and stuff, but that was a long time ago. But yeah, and she's not married herself, so it was just such a like, it was just so, I felt happy, because I was like, wow, like imagine God pressing on somebody's heart to pray for me and my singleness. I felt happy, because I was like, wow, God actually cares. Like, maybe you might not have a word from God in that way, where God is urging someone to pray on your behalf, but God actually cares about you on Valentine's Day. He cares about your singleness. He actually cares about you. All those little kind of, because sometimes sometimes when it comes to our feelings, like, it's so easy for us to be like, oh yeah, just get over it. You're single, whatever, like get over it. It's just a commercial day. And a lot of people can say that to you in a well-meaning way. Maybe not get over it, but maybe like, oh, it's just a commercial day. Don't stress about it. Like people can easily like dismiss the day, and, you know, just they don't want you to be upset about it, because technically speaking, it is a commercial day, and all that they're saying is true, and it comes from a good place. But you know, in your singleness, that there's something in you that's like, no, I'm actually sad that I'm single, and like Valentine's Day, and I've been single for several Valentine's Day, but God actually cares about you. And I would really encourage you to just like just pray. Like, I know I'm always saying this with still single, but I really encourage you to pray. I really encourage you to, even if you journal or just have a moment where you just tell God how you feel about Valentine's Day. Yeah, just take some time and write your honest thoughts about it, pray your honest thoughts about it. But ultimately, just remember, after you've had your little session with God, remember that he actually cares about you. And I know God, he will show himself to you and reveal himself to you. He actually cares. And maybe your Valentine's Day is just going to be one with an evening on your own. I know that's how my Valentine's Day is going to be. But I'm not going to... I don't feel any kind of way this year about it. I just think, oh yeah, it's another year. I'm 28. I've gone through 28 years of Valentine's Day. And then the enemy's like, or sometimes your own like thoughts will be like, you'll go through 29, or will I be single on Valentine's Day at 29? Will I be single on Valentine's Day at 30, or what have you? But you know what? You cross that bridge when it gets there. This is the now. Single on Valentine's Day. Whatever the future will be is what it will be. But yeah, God cares about you. I want to remind you of that and just urge you to pray. Pray and speak to God about how you feel. He loves you and he cares about you, and he cares about your singleness. He cares about every little detail about your life. So really be encouraged with that, and let the story that I told you encourage you. Just one more thing. Maybe you're not knowing where to start with praying about your singleness. And you're like, oh, like, I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to say. I developed a prayer guide. So yeah, so I'll put the link in the description. So the guide is just basically an opportunity to just give you prompts in your prayer about your singleness, in your prayers about your singleness. And I tend to do it every week. I pray about my singleness every week, because I felt like it was getting to a point where I developed the guide anyway, like I said, for a different reason, but then now the guide is here, and I felt like God was like, you should do it. And I was like, yeah, I should do it, because I obviously want to encourage singles. I also am on my own journey too, and it's a good thing to do, especially if it's an area in your life where you feel challenged, or you feel you don't like it, or you're going through a lot in that area. It's a good thing to do, to be praying weekly and just having regular conversations with God as well about your singleness. So yeah, do the guide. Let me know how it's going. But yeah, and I also have another video where I talk about the guide in a little bit more detail, so you can have a look at that too. Take care. Bye.